of ourselves, why don't we recap what happened last week?
We finished our fight in Rendion. We kind of finished our fight in Rendion. Due to a series of shenanigans, Arazid did indeed get kidnapped while everyone else continued to fight. And then once that situation sort of settled, there was like a tree, like a big dead skull tree, and freaking Providence was like, hey, guess what? I'm gonna like sacrifice myself and save everyone. And Chance was like, okay, but is that I don't you can if you want, I guess. I just don't make this in vain, buddy. But I think Providence managed to do what they needed to do without dying, which is great, or like at least immediately dying. And then the illusion of the castle was dissipated, and then we walked to a skull to, I don't know, go catatonic. That's kind of the vibe.
That was definitely Arazid's vibe. Anything else anyone would like to add there?
No, I don't think so. That seems to...
It was very dramatic for everyone involved.
Yeah, and I guess the Castle Rendion is like eating itself permanently forever.
Nah, it's been put in quarantine.
Forever and ever and ever. And you...
Permanent timeout.
Yeah. You destroyed too much of the fabric of reality. Shoo. On the naughty step.
Gotta think about the consequences of your actions, you know?
You make your way to a skull formerly inhabited by a friendly-ish group of were creatures. And enjoy the benefits of a long rest, including working on your magical items. And do we set watches?
Yeah, I'll take first.
Okay.
I'm taking last so I can spend my time while on watch making arrows.
Okay. Middle watches?
I'll do one.
Cool.
I'll take the last one then. Do second.
Yeah. Okie dokie. And Inqua tries to identify the skull, but finds out that it has no magical element to it. He does, however, notice and communicate with you all that it appears to not be a something made out of pure crystal. It appears to be hollow. And what was mistaken for a crystalline interior actually seems to be some kind of swirling, densely packed white energy or matter.
Can I figure out what this is?
You can give it a little look over. That would be Arcana or Nature.
Okay.
Chance would be helping.
I will guide myself if I'm getting assistance.
It appears to be some form of spores.
If I originally cast Detect Poison and Disease, are they poisonous?
No.
I kept them in a jar. I'm curious what these are.
I mean, they're contained within the confines of crystal at the moment.
Can I scrape some crystals into a jar?
I mean, it's like a solid crystal, kind of like a crystal glass.
Can I break the...
You want to break the skull?
I want to do that without talking to people first, but I'll ask in the morning.
Like a bad idea.
I want to, though.
So imagine it is a fully enclosed, like there appears to be no seam, no entry or exit. It's just a piece of crystal, one continuous piece of crystal in the shape of a skull. But on the inside of it is, something that
Oh, I want to
protects
freaking open
souls.
so bad. Okay. I don't do it though, because Chance is giving me a look.
Understandably.
We've long rested, so I need to reshuffle around some spells.
Oh, I was panicked doing that right before bed last night.
Yeah, would you discuss it further or just kind of leave it for the evening? Maybe bring it up in the morning.
I would bring it up in the morning.
Okay. So Audra, it's your watch first, so please roll a perception check.
I'm so fucking good at perception.
Somewhere out in the distance, you hear a chorus of animal calls coming from a very far way to your east. With the 30, you can tell that they appear to be avian in nature.
From the east?
Yeah.
Can I tell, like, how many clicks away?
That would be a nature check as well. Yeah. You estimate that they're a good few clicks away. They're quite quiet by the time they reach you.
Okay. I'll make a mental note of that, and I'll tell the next person on watch.
Who I believe is Solas.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Solas, just so you know, there are a bunch of birds flying, I think, this way from that direction.
Oh, more birds circling. Fucking hell. Okay, I'll keep note.
Yeah, and it's not that many birds are nocturnal, so just let me know if they show up.
Yeah, I mean, the last time you had birds circling over us, I think something bad happened, so I'll keep an eye
No,
on it.
I was able to talk to them and use them to send a message. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I don't know, memories are bad. Either way.
Okay, just wake me if they come, because I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
That was really cool, by the way, with all the fire and the...
Oh, it gets better.
Audra goes to bed like a child excited for Christmas.
We're not quite at that episode yet. So does Solas do anything with his watch time besides, keep an eye or two out?
I think he just sort of... like... how do I explain this? Sort of just sit around while half paying attention to surroundings, other half just messing around and sort of semi-adjusting to his new abilities while he's awake.
Okay. And please roll me a perception check as well.
Yeah, not bad.
The night for you seems to pass by quite uneventfully. Was a fire set, a campfire set for you guys?
Audra doesn't need one, so she wouldn't have specifically set one up, but she also doesn't have, like, create a bonfire or anything, but would anyone else set one up?
I think Arazid probably would have, just because I'm pretty sure deserts get pretty freaking cold at night, and also to eat.
Mm-hmm.
A warm chocky, a hot chocky, sorry, only does so much to warm the soul.
Also, he's a small little guy. Like there's not much meat on him. Wind goes right through him.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty sure he would have set up a little fire.
So Solas words, like the closest thing to an interesting thing that happens on your watch, is you see a not tiny spider scuttling along near the campfire and ensnaring an insect that appears to have been drawn by the light.
I think he just sort of get distracted by that for a bit, and then just go back to what he was doing. Yeah, as 2 hours go by, just go over to Providence and poke her awake. And just say, FYI, if you see birds, poke Audra. She wants to talk to him or something. By the way, good luck. As he goes off to sleep.
Neat.
Providence. Do you do much with your watch?
Nope. Head empty. Sit on horn. Vibe.
Perception, please.
Where skill?
The desert wind this night is quite strong. It's bringing with it a sense of calm over the desert. And with it, your watch is peaceful.
Who's the next person?
Arazid.
Okay.
Making arrows, Arazid.
Poke Arazid. Then go fly up to the top of the skull and take the rest of my night there.
Kind of like hereish.
Yeah.
Okay, Arazid, you begin to make some arrows.
Yeah. Would this count as a wisdom check related to my favorite terrain?
No, it's making arrows.
No, I mean for the watch.
Oh, yeah, it would.
Base. I'm making arrows. I'm just chilling, and then I add 5 to this.
Cool.
So it's a 23.
Nice. You are quite distracted by the making of arrows that the thought crosses your mind as dawn begins to rise that you should maybe spend a little bit more time looking out. And it's right that you do, because you see 7 shapes of flying creatures descending right towards you.
Okay, how far away are they, and how big are they?
They look quite big, and they look quite close.
Okay, I'm running around banging fucking pots and pans. Everyone needs to get up now.
What? Yep. Alright.
I presume everyone is woken up by this and stays
Yeah, I
awake.
wake up, and then I'm like, oh, it's the birds. Hi, birds. Okay.
Chance untangles from Audra before leaping to his feet. And casts Mage Armor.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a charge of the ring to cast Speak with Animals. Actually, if they're straight diving, I'll cast Fear once they get close enough.
Okie dokie. Solas, Providence.
Mage armor. Just stare.
Do you even get up,
you-
or are you just continuing to lie down?
No, I get up.
Okay.
Do these things look very animal or like humanoid?
Give me a perception check. Which also counts as being in your favorite terrain right now.
Woohoo! Okay, that's cool. Don't worry
They're
about it.
big!
I'm just freaked out because they're big, and I go to hide behind Audra.
And if they dive and they get within 30 feet, I will cast Fear. But if they're not being aggressive and diving, then I would cast Speak with Animals.
You could use a survival or an animal handling check to assess their body language a bit more. They are circling in a kind of calm fashion.
Okay, then I will use my ring to cast Speak with Animals. Okay. Be like, hey, what's going on? Why are you doing that?
And sorry, I believe we moved on from Solas. What does he do?
Oh, he's just like sat down, leant up against the back of this thing, eyes barely open. It's like, what the fuck? As he's just sat there for the time.
It's exactly what I expected Solas to say. And with that, 7 figures land in front of you.
Oh boy.
And you see that each of them is being ridden by a humanoid. There are 6 griffins and 1 wyvern.
Have you been flying here all night? Seriously?
The wyvern rider gets off and looks at all of you. Carriest thee thy taint?
Excuse me?
Did you just say something about my taint?
Handest over now, and thou shalt come to no harm.
What are you speaking about?
I speak of the taint most vile, the abyssal hunger that never ends. Thou carriest it. Thou freedst us, and we must deliver our mandate upon it.
Okay.
I don't know who any of you are, and if you don't identify yourselves, you will sorely, sorely be mistaken.
We
I mean,
go for it.
I'm just gonna be like, I mean, so you're gonna have to speak in like way more. We don't know you, or what you're talking about. So you're gonna have to explain it to us like we don't know you or what you're talking about.
Clearly, this land be queer to us. We be the Drea Critor. And who dost thou think they be?
You introduce yourselves individually. That's rude. Okay.
That name means nothing to me. You descend upon us hostilely while we sleep. I have no reason to believe that you mean us no ill harm. So identify yourselves and stand down, or I will kill you all.
Strongest words. We are the Drea Critor. I am Selria Starsinger.
Hate to ask, but can you spell a lot of this?
That's not how I was spelling that at all. Okay.
To my left, Trelara Nightshade, Killian Arrowstrike, Magmoira Arrowstone, Cara Rainoa, Thalamor Blade Dancer, and Fayonori Spirit Watcher. We are the Drea Critor. Our lifelong mandate be to destroy the evil of the Rendion.
Oh, we did that. Didn't we do that?
Thou carriest the
sealed-
seed.
Oh.
Sealed the
killed-
castle away.
Yeah, we killed the whole castle. It's in another dimension now, where it's just by itself, sitting in isolation. You should be thanking us. You're welcome. I think we just did your entire job for you.
Aye, thou freest us, and did much of our job for us. But thou carriest the seed for a new Rendion, and we shalt destroy it, or we shalt destroy you.
Okay, well, it's my understanding that like magic can't be created or destroyed. Really, it kind of like it's like a cycle. So if you imagine like a cycle, like with rain, like rain comes down and then it evaporates. Shit.
Dost thou be as soft as head as thou are of skin? It is not magic, it is a creature.
You realize that like we're all made of the weave, and that magic is kind of like just a catch-all term for. Also, rude. That was not kind.
Who do you work for? Apologies. You have introduced yourselves, yet we have not. I am Chance Koda.
I am Audra. Also, Koda?
Yeah, you guys never really talked about that.
She's just deciding that in this moment. She kind of like says it as a question and looks at Chance and then like, the Asturias. I'm keeping both. Okay.
Inqua will bow. Inqua Ramus.
Timothy.
You hear a giggle inside your head.
You feel this wyvern rider look towards Providence and Solas?
Wave.
So, yeah, Solas still sat on the ground, just like gives a half-assed wave and says, Solas, hey.
Right, names? Oh, right, Providence. Hi, people.
Yeah, so nice to meet all of you. So glad that we could help you with your lifelong mission.
Alright, then. Now that we've gotten introductions out of the way, who do you work for? Is the next question that I have.
We hail from Drea Dranor.
That place doesn't exist anymore, right? God, I'm asking you, that place doesn't exist anymore. That's a historical place.
It sounds like you need a historical role.
Ah. This is what happens when I have two different notes journals. Okay. I'm fucking smart, okay?
It does exist. Inqua is the new ruler of it, as of a drawing of a particular card.
I was pretty sure that was
Okay. So
it
we
is in a
actually
state of
have your liege
disrepair.
lord right here. Waves.
Thou's names mean as little to me as mine's doth to you. But if thou claimst to be of the new master, we will kill you later.
You're not gonna kill us, period.
Undecidedst.
Okay, we were able to defeat Rendan and you weren't. What conclusions can you draw from that? Since you're going around accusing people of being soft in the head. Maybe we have more martial prowess than you, and it's maybe not in your best interest to like fight with us, maybe.
Oh, we have had centuries to practice since then. Enough of this mindless prattle. We came here for one thing and one thing only. Hand over thy seed.
I don't know if we trust you with that.
I just want to say, first you were talking about a taint, and now you're asking me to hand over my. I feel like I'm getting a different message than what you are wanting me to get right now. I feel like are you flirting with me?
What are you talking about? This is very distinct and cut and dry. They are asking for the skull.
Why are you calling me a seed? What's going on?
I explain taint and seed to Chance psychically, and also to Arazid.
This isn't. Chancenet looks very confused.
Thy would do well to listen to Master Koda, Timothy.
I was drinking coffee and I will spit it out at Timothy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, give me a second. Arazid just kind of nods. It's like, okay.
Look, I believe we are the best to defend this, to ensure it will never again terrorize this land. As we are the prophesied Hexad that my grandmother, or
Great-grandmother.
how did this go again? Great-grandmother prophesized of, the Oracle. I'm not sure if you have heard of her.
We know nothing of oracles nor hexads. We don't care if you want to protect it. It needs to be destroyed before it makes another.
Okay, how do you plan to destroy it? Do you even have the ability?
Burn with fire.
I throw. I do produce flame. I produce flame at the seed. It's gonna do nothing.
No, it's still in Chance's pack. They don't know exactly where it's at.
As Solas hits fire, he's like, wait, I could do it, maybe?
I don't think that's gonna work. Can we just do like a quick I mean, we can fight them, Chance. I feel like we can. I just feel like it would be a waste of our morning.
There are two things here. Are you aware of the thing that is inside of it? Will that actually kill it? And two, if it doesn't, then what?
We are aware of it. That is what we have been charged to destroy. The spores are the seed of chaos. They oppose our mistress most vile.
Wait, the spores?
Wait a second. Your mistress doesn't happen to be Sklod, does it?
We know not this name.
Okay, good.
Honestly, it'd be
pretty
pretty
sure
funny.
she
It'd be pretty funny if it was, but
I'm gonna say, because at that point,
round 4, let's go.
Would you mind just like name dropping your mistress's name? Maybe that will lead a little bit of credence to us actually believing that you're not just a bunch of thugs trying to rob us.
Naturally. Our mistress's name is Arushni.
Do I know this name?
You can roll a history, religion, or arcana check.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm going Arcana.
history.
Why not? No.
Anyone else?
You know what? I'll make a shot.
Fuck it.
Solas is too half asleep to give a shit.
I'll spend a sorcery and re-roll it, why not? Yeah!
Wow, Arazid's good at religion.
Yeah,
It is.
he's technically a hermit.
It is possibly because you have spent so much time in caves. Amongst many of the lower tier of Arushni's followers. Although she could be more accurately referred to nowadays as Lolith, the Spider Queen. She rules a layer of the abyss, a demiplane. Or more correctly, it's a very, very big plane that exists elsewhere in the world that you cannot reach.
would I know, like, how do I phrase this? Like, would I know, like, this is someone who, if we cross, it's really bad.
Lolth is known to be quite an angry god when crossed, but can be quite cold in her cruelty. But she's also a very selfish goddess, and concerns herself most of the time with fighting for her own power in her own space, rather than bothering herself with mortals.
So there is some chance that these could be like weird false followers.
It's possible. They could also be telling the truth and are trying to like satisfy one of Lolth's higher desires.
Gotcha. How do I explain this to my companions without doing it out loud?
Who whisper in my ear and then I'll psychic to everybody.
Okay, I kind of beckon for Audra to please bend down.
Just crouch. Okay.
I
Yeah.
go. Okay, it's like a spider lady god.
Okay.
That is like in a you can't reach, like you can't physically get to her, but she's also kind of mean, and I don't know if these guys really like know how mean she is, or if they're just trying to do this to get on her good side or something.
Okay, I psychically tell everybody else. Lolth means Spider Queen? Question mark, question mark?
Look, this
Maybe
name means
a goddess?
nothing to me.
I actually just now realized that they're drow.
Yeah, maybe I should get a bit.
And also, I'm sorry if you said it. What exactly is she the goddess of?
She is the goddess of spiders and of the drow.
Oh, okay, just a spot. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Gotcha.
Look, I don't know who you're talking about. Look, it seems to me that you're not of this plane initially. Or do you
Yeah,
understand the gravitude of the situation we're in?
Thy world is unknown to us. Our land be one of grass and sunshine.
Well, welcome to Delore, the sunburnt hell. Currently, we're trying to save this forsaken place and return it to something similar to what you're used to. So if you could, piss off, we can go about our business to restoring this place to what it should be.
We shall not leave without the seed being destroyed. You do it or we do it. We do not care.
Look. This is ancient Madal magic. The last magic thing that I destroyed tried to assault my mind and destroy it, and possess me. I don't really like dealing with these high-scale magic things, yet I have to.
It
So,
be not magic, it be creature. It be a demon.
Okay, but demons have magic.
Aye,
Look,
but they
look.
are not magic.
Semantics.
The main body is sealed away. At no small part to us. Actually, it's entirely because of us. If we destroy this thing, then you'll be on your way, and we never need to worry about you showing up again. Also, have fun trying to leave this place, because you can, attempt to leave, but you're not going to.
We have not heard the song of Our Lady's call since we reawoke last night.
Probably because she resides on a different plane of existence. And interplanar travel is pretty hard right now.
Very well.
Welcome
Look.
A covenant.
to this place.
Thy,
A covenant?
thy destroyeth the seed, and we shall aid you.
Can we have
I'm
like,
okay with that.
a few minutes to talk inside the skull to discuss this amongst ourselves to see if we trust you enough to follow through with this and this isn't some grand plan to return Rundion?
Very well. Prithee,
Alright.
talk.
And Chance beckons everybody inside the skull.
I kind of turn to
Selria?
sorry, and I'm like, I'm kind of sorry that you're cut off from your goddess. That sounds like it sucks. Okay, bye.
Thou art kind, Timothy. I like how Providence has just been like chilling next to this one.
Yeah. I'm just like, it's the meme of the person standing in the corner of the party. These people don't know I created an entire plane of existence. Just standing there.
Alright. Beckoning everybody over. We must huddle.
Okay, I wouldn't get that close to the spores actually. I know I wanted to break this open earlier, but
Aren't you glad you
have-
didn't now?
I mean, we need to be in a huddle or else they can hear us, because sound doesn't travel outside a huddle.
Yes.
I heard them coming from probably 30 miles away, so I don't know if that's like fully true.
But were they huddler?
They exactly.
They could have been.
Solas, get in the huddle.
Fine.
I have several questions. The main one being, why is your name now Timothy?
I'm not gonna give these. They were asking about my taint. I didn't want to give them my name.
So it's another
Humans
word for
observe-
like darkness, degradation, like something being like defiled. It's not. They're not referring to the body part.
Okay, I was.
Mechanisms for body parts and locations of bodies. It's interesting. You know, growing up in actually I Chance looks to Providence and then just kind of like looks to the ground and then changes the subject of, all right, so do we want to do we want to take them up on their offer?
I really would like to pet a griffin, so I'm not gonna lie, that is influencing my desire to ally with these people. But also, I mean, they're like aimless, and we need fighters right now. And I mean, can we even, just like set the thing up? I mean, do we even need this seed? Is it important?
It doesn't seem to be a magical device or magical in any nature from what Inqua was able to identify, and it seems it might only have the ability to return Rundion to this plane. My plan was to seal it away for all of eternity. But
Okay.
that might not be. It may just be waiting to reach maturity. I think we should side on the. We should have a good side helping of caution, and if anything seems like it's going wrong, I'm totally down to subdue these people non-lethally, because they seem like they're just trying to do what they think is right.
Okay. I feel like we can agree on that. A little bit rude, but maybe there's some like cultural differences going on that are causing these kind of. Yeah, maybe it's okay where they come from to call somebody soft in the head. I have no idea. So we're all agreed we're gonna proceed with caution and try to destroy it.
I mean, if all else fails, just shove them on the plane I made. Should be easy enough.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know if the solution to everything should be putting people on different planes of existence, but okay.
Look, okay, I made it. I'm going to use it.
What if
It
we
is
just take
my
these
bonus
problems,
action.
shove them over there?
I would like
It is
to
my
just.
plane of existence, and I will say how I use it. So Chance will exit along with everybody else, and make his way, like across from their leader, reach into his bag and toss the skull into the sand, between them. All right, we've come to an agreement of destroying the thing. You said fire.
Aye.
Before we make
Fenori?
before we make the attempt, first we should all take a step back because that's smart. Second, you guys said you don't have a connection to your goddess right now, right?
We has not heard her voice.
I hope it doesn't bring offense, but I just wanted to extend the offer, she says with the staff in her hand, of a different path that you can follow should you choose, which would be obviously with the goal of bringing grass and the sun and nature back to this place.
We shall hear more of thy second covenant after the first is fulfilled.
All right, everybody step back and maybe move it a little bit further away from that skull.
Okay, so I'm assuming that the skull is.
The skull's here, like.
Oh, okay.
Well, Chance would have thrown it like in between them, so he could react if needed. So he'll step back and look to Solas. Would you mind doing the honors?
Not
Oh,
really
seemed-
regarding for what you guys are thinking. Selria will call upon one of her followers, Fenori, and demand that she do a thing. So it's kind of a race as to who's going to produce the fire first.
Audra also casts Produce Flame, which is going to do nothing. It's like 2d6.
So, Solas is going to be like, it's going to look to the woman over there, and just say, "Well, how strong does it need to be?" As the fireball, I assume, would be thrown over his shoulder. So,
A storm is required, young master. Observe the rage of the ages.
no, I could do that. Thanks for saving me the resources, though.
And Fenori casts a firestorm in the area. Just the one.
Solas just looks like the most unimpressed. It's like, that's it?
Audra thinks she hit.
It kind of disappears in this huge cloud of flame as I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, you see that Fenori is at least feeling her oats right now. And when the pillar of flame dissipates, there is now nothing but a scorch mark where the skull was.
Oh, wow,
If
that
I-
was way easier than I anticipated.
He just looks at it and it's like, starts mumbling. I mean, if I did, there'll be glass underneath because it'd be way hotter, but either way.
Thy taint is cleansed.
Okay.
Gotta stop using that word.
Please, I mean, I don't know if that's true.
That's too much information. Either way.
We are satisfied. The exalted
Good.
riders are yours.
All right. So there's this rather unpleasant individual known as Azarkul, who is a warlord attempting to destroy this land. If you make your way due west, you will see a place with grass and trees. That is a city known as Grove. That is where we are rallying our forces to make a final stand against this force that attempts to destroy the world. Your services would be best concentrated there in aiding us in scouting to detect movement and such. And then aiding us when the final battle does come.
And who might thy contact be in this grove?
I think Sophia's the one.
Sophia would be the
coordinating everything.
primary person. There are other people she might help you liaise with.
There's also a cool dragon.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that dragon is a guest, so
leaders and such. Yeah, Sophia is your primary contact, and we will be in touch.
We shall find thy companion, and lend our blades to thy land. In the name of Lolth!
okay.
Can I do a quick inside check to see if they are completely bullshitting us?
Sure. Great modifier. You, like, even with being as distracted as you are, you have, like, a general sense that they're not bullshitting you.
Okay, I kind of just nod and I'm like, for law, for law.
Before you go, may I pet your noble steed?
Meist?
Oh, well, any of them, honestly. I still has to speak with animals up. It's concentration in an hour. If they can understand me. I mean, I'd love their permission to, if they're able to give consent.
Demon, that's a really good joke.
It really isn't, but okay.
The best jokes are the worst jokes. Thy may. Pettest to thy noble steeds.
I will pet all of them.
But thou be requiring accompaniment with wing.
You know, we would love a ride back. Right, guys? We would love a ride back?
I mean, it'll save my teleport, so I mean, I don't see why not, as long as it's not going to take the entire day.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
I feel like I'm the most comfortable with dragons, so I'll offer to ride the wyvern.
How fast can they go, anyways?
Thy feathers have not been tested in many a decade. But many of these noblest of birds have often won races in our time. It will suit thy needs. What are thou'st needs? Thou is requiring the destruction of this Azarkul, so why did thou assault Randion?
We were concerned Rendion might be used to further the destruction of these lands.
Yes, and one of Azarkul's underlings was in control of it.
That is troubling. Then the spores still remain. Possibly. And the taint
What are
has
these
not yet been
spores that you were
cleansed!
talking about? Okay, I'm gonna show you something. Don't freak out if these are the correct spores, okay? And I will, if Saria will choose to follow, I will show the inside of this dragon skull. So you keep saying spores. Is that what you're referring to, or is it something completely different?
What are you pointing to?
The spore is kind of trapped inside the inside of the skull.
Spores?
Yeah, you keep saying spores. Sorry, I keep saying spores.
Out of game, there are spores inside the skull?
Yeah, you said they were trapped inside like a crystal.
That was the skull.
My bad. I thought you meant inside the dragon skull.
Ah, I see what.
Like the
I also
inside of it
thought
was
that.
lined with crystal.
No, it
No,
was the
we-
thing that Providence was left with.
Yeah.
So these spores, they're not like poisonous. They're magical in it. Where do they come from? What are they?
The spores come from the abyss. And thou'st most disgusting of abyssal creatures, Rendion, ruler of one of the layers of the abyss. It is a being made entirely of spores and fungi.
I hope you understand there's nothing inherently wrong with spores and fungi, and in fact, like in a lot of cases, they have like a symbiotic relationship with the plants that they interact with.
Nay, but when thou takes a demon form, they become evil indeed, and they challenged our queen most unholy.
In what way? To like a fight?
Territory. We were sent to destroy a clone of Rendion.
Sorry, destroying what?
A clone of Rendion.
Okay.
Where is that?
Celeria gestures around the land. No more.
Oh, so this was the clone. Oh, okay.
Aye.
Well, I was, as far as I was told, it was initially a demon that grew so fat that it became a castle.
That is accurate. We chased it from the abyss to here. But by the time we found it, it had grown too large. We were trapped inside. Held in a suspended time for, well, I can only assume thousands of years.
Yeah, I was not looking forward to having to be the one to break that to you, so you know that a lot of time has passed.
Of course. Thou dost not go from speaking like this to the queer language that you doth speak now in only a few decades.
First, you'd be surprised. Second,
Yes?
surely the landscape wasn't like this when you arrived.
Nay. It was very peaceful and green. Unless we have been moved very far away from our entries. This has been a long time.
Well, I mean, potentially. How long ago did that happen? No, do I?
We did not care to observe the calendar of the mortals in this realm.
No,
We
no,
were here
I'm
for
just.
one quest.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, there was like a point way, way, way back that, like, basically the entire world got nuked by a sun. So now it's this.
Saria
Yeah.
looks up. Ah. Aye, I do remember there being another orb in the sky.
Yeah, like Solas just awkwardly glances to Inqua. Shit happened.
Yeah, someone thought it would be a good idea to take that out of the sky for some reason. Crazy, right?
I believe it was to create weapons of mass destruction, which doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it did kind of work.
Yeah,
Too
but
well.
I don't think they intended it to be the entire world. I think it meant to be not their half. Either way, I believe we can chat more once we're back in Grove. The day is waning.
Yes, yes. May I jump with you on the wyvern? I really like this wyvern.
Aye.
I give the wyvern scritches.
It regards you with a haughty, noble expression, but allows it.
Can I use animal handling to figure out where like scritch is the best?
Alright. Like, there's a spot, like, right behind its ear hole.
I scritch it the whole ride. I am going to make this animal my best friend.
I mean, you're riding, like, behind, so it's, kind of, like, at the crook of the shoulders. It'd be a bit hard to reach during
It's
the
okay, I
ride.
can fly. It's fine.
Okay. And the rest of you are splitting up on the griffins?
Yeah, but I would like to ride, preferably. Like, how many people can fit on one griffin?
2.
Okay, I can't ride with someone else in my party because I'm kind of scared of these people, and also scared of the gigantic fucking griffins. But I'm gonna make do.
My
seems the
attempt to
most
see how
approachable.
fast they move failed.
Who's the most approachable?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you figure out who the most approachable looks. You can do
Can I
like
roll a check for that?
yeah, you can roll like insights to gain like a accurate understanding of the other 6's body language and general vibe check.
What the fuck is happening? Sorry.
So the most approachable seems to either be Trilara or Fenori or Caro.
Hey, you're also kind of a redhead. Hi.
Thou hast good taste.
Can I get on your animal?
Trilara will extend a hand down to give you the ability to like hop up easier.
Oh, thank you. Hop up on the back of
She
the
is
griffins.
very warm. She is not like most of them are a drow. She is a fire ganassi.
Solas, we found another one.
Oh boy, a third.
And
So,
speaking of,
I
there are
don't-
also
I don't-
2 tieflings.
Providence, make a friend, make a friend.
So Solas would be looking about, specifically at the griffins, trying to figure out which one would be least likely to throw him off if he fucked around too much.
You can also roll an insight. Well, no, more animal handling, I suppose, because you're looking at the
Alright.
animals' temperaments.
Yeah, they're both as bad, so that's fine.
Okay. Like out of all of them, the only male riders, one is probably like the least angry looking. Although I assume,
Fuck, okay.
has Chance already claimed that one, or did he just want to go pet?
No, I mean, Chance walked up and stared up at the bald guy.
Sorry, that's just so fucking rude. I love that.
Greetings.
Chance will nod, and motion. Is it okay if I ride with you, or?
He shrugs. If thou mayst.
Chance will then look back towards the other party members.
And
To
sees
see if
Solas,
anybody's-
like, approaching happily. Well,
Um,
less
I think
impassively.
I think he would have noticing Chance as talking to this guy. He'd be like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, and just go towards the nearest person.
In that case, then.
So Solas hops on with Magmoira.
Mm-hmm.
Providence hops on with Caro, and Inqua will go.
Providence, there was a chance to make a tiefling friend.
Exactly. Why do you think I didn't? If I go near a tiefling, they die.
I think that that's not really a through line. I think it maybe happened once or twice.
Out of.
Well, technically it happened a few times. It was just the same tiefling each time. And with that, the griffins and wyvern or wyvern, depending on your preference, take off to the skies.
How fast are they moving?
They are moving
Once-
at 80 feet.
Not bad.
Damn it, they're faster than I am. I was gonna see if I could just keep up casually.
Just strolling alongside like a moving car.
Yeah, I was considering giant eagling too, but I think that's faster than giant eagle.
And Celeria will shout, "To thy west, to Grove!" And you will begin to fly away.
Do we see anything concerning, like maybe an army moving as we're making this journey?
Yeah, please roll a perception check as you do so.
I would like to help with that.
I'm going to roll one.
The only way that you'd be able to actively help is if the pair of you were able to communicate, either by shouting very loudly between one another, or
I feel like Arazid can
telepathically.
point and I can psychically talk. I mean, either way, it's the same roll, but
Or
Yeah.
I can just roll myself and use my advantage from being in the damn desert.
Yeah,
you could do that.
I mean, Audra, the advantage didn't really help you anyway, so
No, same roll. Consistency.
12.
Audra and Chance. Well, does anyone else want to also have a look around?
I think Solas would be too distracted with himself since he's behind a person with very long hair. So.
You see, you can see quite far. You're a bit further up in the sky than usual. You can see almost all the way to Own, and in the distance you see just a huge, black mass. And you see another black mass further to the south.
If I see the black mass to the south, I'm gonna angrily and futilely shoot an arrow in its direction.
I am going to ask you to roll, just to make sure
Really?
you don't hit
Because it's not
anything
gonna
else.
hit, is it?
There are things that you could hit, and I'm more asking you to roll to make sure you don't hit one of the griffins.
Oh, okay. So do I want low or high?
You want high accuracy. It's quite windy, so the better you're able to shoot, the less likely it is that the arrow will go off course. The arrow sails away, unimpeded, into the desert, and possibly makes
Arazid!
some lizard's life very difficult.
I mean, Tim.
I don't know if I can hear Audra over like the wind of us moving, but I go,
No, you hear me yell in your brain.
"Let's go!" I got mad.
Can Chance, like, just looking at like these masses and everything, start to estimate the rough arrival time, given their movement, like studying them over the course of the flight?
Yes, that would be a survival check.
Oh, not really good at those. Oh god, I am not good at those. That's a fair roll.
It could have been worse. They look as if roughly they're going to arrive on the time that your intel has told you they will. So the mass to the south will arrive in Grove in about 5 days.
And then to the north will take a week.
8 days. It would, like your last intel said. So yeah.
Yeah. So about 8 days. Alright. That's all Chance is doing for the flight. So we arrive in, or unless anybody else is doing anything, do we arrive in Grove without issue?
I hope so.
You fly and land slightly outside the city. Probably in the forests, like they're aiming to. I don't know if you guys want to let them know about the traps.
Oh yeah. As soon
Oh
as,
yeah,
like,
I
we
would
start getting
steer them
closer
away.
oh, yeah, you might want to land like within the confines of the walls. There's, the outside is being trapped to defend against a siege.
I will direct them to like probably like the paladin training grounds is a good place to land.
They will land around the paladin training grounds.
Seems like these are largely their people anyways, is the vibe I'm getting from them. Okay. That's fun. Wish we could do that all the time.
Oh god.
Almost
Yeah.
as fun as being a bird, honestly.
Just gonna use a
Ye-
Selria's token to like denote the whole party.
Whew. So, like I was saying, I wanted to make the offer. If your connection to Lolth has been severed and you're missing some of your abilities, this is a place where people who are dedicated to things train. So,
Before we do that, I wish to discuss the contagion that you have mentioned further. This Azarkul.
yeah, he's a problem.
You say one of his commanders inhabitist Rendian?
Yes.
And he,
A woman named Matria. She is dead. We killed her. And then Providence specifically sealed away Rendion, and we were left with just the skull that we destroyed.
My thinking be that spores may have been removed from Rendion before you destroyed it, and its contagion still exists.
Are you able to track it the way you're able to track the skull?
Nay. We did not track the skull, we tracked you. You did not cover your tracks.
Well, we didn't realize there'd be a bunch of insane people coming after us.
We really shouldn't throw around the word insane.
She just snarls at you.
Okay, let's not get antagonistic. You called us some names when we first met. Okay, so let's just maybe we just call it evens and try to be cordial to each other since we're working together towards a common goal.
We shall tell you what we know of thy contagion.
I want to do this over tea or something.
Yeah, we can have like maybe breakfast. Presuming you eat.
We have been known to.
All right. Well, it's all, you know.
Hard cut to the Scarlet Dragon.
Saria will command like everyone but Caro to stay behind with their mounts to like make sure they get settled.
I will pass out good berries to the rest of the group then.
Man, I'm so glad that Regia's not here.
Because you knew you picked too many pretty ladies.
Yeah.
Yes, 5 pretty lit. Oh, wooga.
Regia on her knees immediately.
Considering there are
She
6 ladies in the group, I'm wondering who the 6th is.
Oh, I thought I miscounted entirely. I thought it was 6 people overall, and then one of them was a bald guy.
Honestly, I'd be surprised if Regia would function in this scenario. So.
Oh, I would like to thank my my riding companion whose name I forgot, and then I will also go.
You were with
I think
Tralara.
Magmori. Oh,
No, Solas went with Magmoira.
oh.
Mhm.
I can do you a guide to these guys.
I love a guide, and I can put that damn guide in the character glossary.
Okay. For now, the 8 of you enter into the Scarlet Dragon. You are greeted, given options for breakfast.
I'm gonna order everybody a bunch of waffles, a bunch of pancakes, flapjacks, pastries, fruit.
The 2 members of the Drea Critor will pick of the fruit only. The
I'm
rest
offered
with
also like
suspicion.
sausages and stuff.
Meat. What is this? Gnome? Kobold?
Cow and pig.
Not many of those where we hail from.
Well, in Grove they're fairly plentiful.
Saria will take a bite out of a sausage, but maintains eye contact with Arazid for an uncomfortably long amount of time whilst doing so.
He kind of holds eye contact, and he goes, "You've eaten gnome." He doesn't
Sometimes
sound
they
like
want
scared or
it.
bothered. He's just like making conversation.
Buddy.
I mean, to be
What
fair,
a weird coincidence. So have I.
aye, they wandered into our realm from time to time. Enough meat on them.
Just so you know, it's kind of against the social norms here to eat other humanoids.
Maybe in Grove, I don't know. I feel like in a lot of places it's not exactly the most.
Wait, is it normal
in
to eat
Grove,
other
it's
people?
not, like the most out of pocket thing to do. I'm just saying.
I'm not the person to ask.
Who in this group is normal? Solas.
Seriously?
Audra learns a lot about her companions right now.
Well, I mean, chances more of I am not adjusted to the ways of most cities.
Yeah, and Solas just doesn't give a fuck.
Whether or not he has or hasn't partaken in the flesh of other thinking creatures, he seems to be fine letting Audra not have the answer.
He's like,
You know what? I'm just gonna make an assumption. That that's not okay. So we all agree.
I mean, generally it's not a normal thing from what I've seen aside from outside, like, weird cults and criminal circles, so generally, morally speaking, it's not a normal good thing. Though I guess it depends on the person.
But getting off topic. So you wanted to know more about Azarkul or just discuss more this pest. I don't know if it's a disease, because I cast detect poison and disease on it and nothing came up.
We wish to rid this land of thy contagion.
It's not technically a contagion.
Well, I used the word taint, but that wasn't appropriate either in your modern tongue.
Bad thing is good.
What does it do?
Thy contagion? Thy spores?
The spores, what do they do?
They seep into thy mind. They know everything about thou. They show them images of horror. Future, past, imaginary. But also can be used to control thy mind, to compel, to erase or replace memory and thought.
Sorry, they can be used to replace memories and thoughts?
Aye. You see then my dilemma of this evil.
Yeah. While we're having breakfast, since I've already cast Detect Poison and Disease and nothing came up, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on all of us and see if I can detect these spores. And I'm kind of freaking out, so I'm not even casting it as a ritual. I'm spending a spell slot to do this.
It doesn't appear to be a magical effect either.
While I have this up, anything magical on our new friends I should be aware of?
I mean, they all carry like magical weaponry. The way she's dressed, Caro, you feel like she's some kind of wizard. Her robes appear to be magical in some fashion. But like, there's nothing that seems like bad magic coming from them. They're not like disguising themselves in any way. They have no particular magic effects being done onto them.
So Audra just kind of going through her mental process of elimination. This is not a poison or disease. It's not magic. Is it like, are these spores just like individual living organisms?
Nay, they are a part of one demon.
Okay, but so that means that they're living matter. They're organisms.
Aye.
Okay. Please tell me I have locate creature prepared. What spell level is locate creature? Help me out, guys.
That's a good question.
I'm like looking for it,
Well,
not finding it.
It is a 4th level.
Rendayon was known of since the medieval time, which is before the more modern civilization came to power that then eventually destroyed the sun. It is not to say that this thing has been within our plane for thousands of years. How many people do you think it has infected?
Also, are any of us concerned, since we all just left Rendion, about being affected or infected?
Did any of you experience strange visitations or hallucinations during your time?
Yes, all of us.
I see.
I've seen things that.
Vibe check! What does
Yeah, I
that
want to
mean?
insight check that I see immediately.
Sure.
These were magical illusions, things that could be seen through. These were not, or at least I don't believe, anything that were inserted.
Just before I answer Chance's question, both of you that vibe checked her can see that, like, she is biting back a worry and a sadness for you, and for herself and her group too.
I cast Detect Thoughts without components. I use my once a day
Okay,
to find out what she's thinking in this moment.
but I will answer Chance's question first while you do that.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
And remind me what it was. Sorry, Chance.
Basically that they were magical illusions. Not anything created, like, he doesn't believe that there was anything put within them.
Mm. Did thou breathest of the air?
I guess. I mean, it's hard not to whenever
Literally
you're in the middle of
unavoidable.
battle.
Then thou hast taken into thyself the spores of thine own destruction. But have no fear. Rendeon has been destroyed. The spores that remain under the surface of Azar-Kul may not be the samest consciousness. If that is true, then I and we may be safe.
Is there a way to remove these things?
And as an aside, Audra, as you cast Detect Thoughts, like before Chance's question is answered, you get much of this same information. She seems to be calculating the risk of whether or not the spores that were taken from Rendion remained part with Rendion or have been, like, warped by this Azar-Kul in some way.
But, you know, based on, like, her train of thought, it follows that, like, there's, like, certainty that they've invested us, that they've invested them, that they're there.
Yeah, they seem to observe you with, like, a newfound sense of, like, camaraderie through shared adversity now. You all have these... Well, she suspects that you all have these same spores in your brain, and the only way to stop them may be to destroy any remaining sources.
Okay, just quick question for you.
Keep that in mind, because I was just answering a thing, and Chance asked a question first.
Okay.
And you asked how to destroy as well?
Well, Chance wants to know if there's a way to remove them.
Remove them. Not to thy knowledge. To destroy the source. That would suffice. It would be then a nobler death to sacrifice oneself in flame, but we will cross that chasm when we get to it.
Wait, so you're saying, like, if I incinerate myself, they'll go away?
In thy brain?
Okay, and how contagious are these?
Only a source of the spore can transfer the spore. You are the thrall, not the carrier.
Don't like that word.
So, if I have heard tell of magic that allows to recreate a body. If we were to incinerate these ones and come back in another vessel, then the spores would be gone.
She seems to consider this for some time. That may work for thyself, as long as the brain is purified in fire. Thy spores will be removed also.
Are the spores just kept within the brain, or are they kept within the other parts of the body?
I do not know. In my time and mine own experience, the spores were controlling of the brain, but if thy spores have been mutilated in its time on this strange world, there is a chance it may be changed.
I ask because the spell I'm thinking of is not one that I'm able to cast currently. However, it is one that I have been researching, and it regrows a body. However, you need a bit of the source. So if they are only within the brain, then taking flesh from, say, the leg would regrow a body with no spores within it.
It
However,
is
if they
not
are
a risk
distributed
I would be willing to take for thyself. A waste of powerful magic that could be better used to track down the source. You see, actually, Caro, I believe you should take over from here. The wizard-ish lady perk up. Very well. I am thy historian of the writers. I am the one who knows the most about thy spores, thy contagion, thy foe. The way that the spores work, they infect one creature. They tie them together like a mind link. Did I know what one is?
I'm familiar.
But the conversation between the spores of two beings has a distance limit. Therefore, in order to control over great distance, like the one of this Azarkul that you have mentioned, I would need to construct nodes. They would be concentrated pillars or people, perhaps, filled with spores, filled with fungi, so powerful that it is able to cross great distances. That is how in our realm Randian controlled great forces. For she herself was made entirely of these beings, these spores, this fungi. She is a completely created entity out of living mushroom. And thus, she was able to use her unlimited field of spores to control armies many, many thousands of miles away. She could even travel through them and appear when she wants. Back on our plane, we learnt to track down these nodes and destroy them. It's kind of like bricking up a door in a home.
Well, I don't have it prepared today, but if it's these spores are creatures, I know a spell that could be used to track them.
This now brings the important question. If Cool does control these spores now and is able to manipulate those with them, how far away and do you believe he has that power? Because if we are infected and he can control us, then we cannot face him. It would doom this world.
Aye. From my understanding, the spores must be quite close to a node, to someone relaying the information directly to him. Or you just need to be close enough to him himself.
And how close is that?
Depends on his power.
Then we need to get rid of them as soon as possible. I cannot risk us going into battle with this Azrakul and being controlled.
Hast thou seen any conduits to Azrakul in your time chasing him? Altars, perhaps, or pillars?
Audra's already nodding.
Audra's what, sorry?
Already nodding,
Hmm.
remembering 'cause there was one in the old
Underbarrow House.
Underbarrow house, yeah.
Ah. And thou hast destroyed it?
With fire.
Saria laughs. Very just. Good, then thou hast cleansed this area potentially of his immediate reach. But you say an army be doth marching here?
Yes, I caught sight of it when we were flying about... Can I estimate how far... Oh, I mean, we chance already did, so I guess I...
By my calculations, based on distance and the way that they were traveling compared to us, I believe our estimate's correct. They'll arrive here in 5 days.
And then another 8 days, or 3 more days for the other force.
Yes.
I would begin to be concerned in about 2 to 3 days for thine own faculties to begin to disintegrate. If, again, thy spores are compatible with his.
So when we're within 2 to 3 days distance, that's when... Sorry if I'm understanding you correctly. That's when we should be concerned?
Maybe more if he has not sent the most powerfulest of forces here. Does he have a particular grudge against this city?
Well...
Oh no.
It's more like a
Mekas.
particular grudge against, I think, us as a group, and the city is representative of some of us.
No, I don't. It's a good chance that this could be how Cool is controlling Mechas. It could be that Cool is not even the one who's controlling. Cool could just be another one of these nodes. This could be a Monazid's. It's the one who's controlling everything.
You know, especially based on how Monazid's other children have reacted to the way that she acts. I wouldn't be surprised if she was using her children as puppets. But then again, it seems like she mostly just uses threats to control. I don't know if she would need the nodes even.
What? Okay.
Aye.
We may be in more danger here than I realized. If my hypothesis is correct, and it was a Monazid who is the controller, then those who have pacts with her may be beacons, meaning Sophia might be one.
Beacon be like node?
As a node, if my hypothesis carries, then those who have made pacts with a Monazid are all those who showed up in Brendion, was it not? Outside of...
Well, we're making a lot of assumptions here. You were assuming these two things are connected. and we have no proof that they are.
I have just some general questions.
Speak,
So you-
Timothy.
this one's kind of out of character, but like you
Oh.
said before that they said like that we sense that they felt a kind of camaraderie to us because of our possible spore infection. Does that mean that they are also infected with spores?
Yeah.
Okay. And their spores are like different than ours because it's from like the demi plane.
No.
No.
Okay. So they could also be affected by cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's and also
Can
you
put some headphones in or turn push to talk off, because it's really unnerving hearing my voice twice.
push to talk is on.
No, I meant turn it off when you're not actively speaking.
Okay.
Thanks. Sorry.
Uh,
I forgot what I was saying. What we are?
The second question that I had was they use specifically the term mind link. So does that mean specifically that we are all linked to Cool, or that we can also potentially be linked to each other?
I don't know. Why don't you try to talk to me psychically? Because I can do this inherently, so I don't know if I'm the best person to test.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk to Audra psychically and go, testing, 1 2 1 2.
I'm going to need from you then a wisdom check. You reach into like your brain and try and reach around and make a link with the spores that you believe are infecting you, but if they are there, they seem to be lying dormant, not being able to be wielded by yourself.
Okay, I kind of shrug at Audra.
Well, we are here. I want everybody to keep close to me. If anything happens that one of us is taken over, so long as it's not myself, I can get us away.
And I can do the same as long as somebody can help me drag people to the closest tree.
Yeah, so if we are in combat with them, if they draw their blade against us, or start casting magic, I believe it's best if I'm closest. So even if it is just myself and them, I can teleport them away.
Okay.
If it is me that starts going into a frenzy and is controlled,
I'll take care of it.
yeah, that, or I saw what you could do, Providence.
I was going to say you're a wizard. Solas could bend you like a stick. It's fine.
I mean, I have good martial prowess. Attempt to control me and make me teleport away.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. I had an idea. Could we just stop Arazid from talking to anyone? I mean, I know where her plane of existence is. I saw it.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, I do have these like acid crystals that I collected. I actually could help us travel to that plane and like kind of deal with it. Maybe, but I would need like a tuning fork, maybe made of this stuff. I don't know.
I'm thinking just stop any sort of communications going out of that plane.
You mean like tuning fork made of Duras Palace Rocky Road?
Yeah. Because one of the spell components for plane shift is like a forked rod made of metal attuned to that plane, and I figure that would probably pass muster.
There is a fair amount of metal contained in that rocky road.
Mm-hmm.
And you know of a
And
forge
it's
nearby.
literally of the plane, so...
Attunement would be possible.
Okay, so that's one plus. Also, like, Solas, can you set yourself on fire without hurting yourself? Can we just like test?
He's like half done with the pancake, and he's like, I mean, maybe.
I have a way to become immune as well if I can simply bathe in fire.
Oh, I have a thing that can do that too. Dang it, I don't have it prepared today. Audra in character writes herself a note of spells to prepare next time she sleeps.
Because if we're able to burn them from within ourselves, then we can cleanse ourselves.
Yeah, I can. Are you talking about investiture of flame?
No.
Because I can literally just set myself on fire and I'm immune to fire damage.
Forgive
I
me
mean-
for posing thy question, but if thou would become immune to fire, would that not also involve thy brain? And
Yeah, but the
Moving it
spores
somewhere.
are a different entity than me, right?
It is a creature living within us, then if we are immune, then it makes sense that so long as we bathe in the flame, then why should it not?
it is a creature, but it is also part of thyself.
You know, I'm just gonna make some notes here and try to fiddle with this spell to specifically target the spores. Maybe if I change this rune here and then Audra goes deep into sage mode.
Solas just kind of looks around and says, I mean, I'd be generally surprised if something can survive inside me. I'd literally can exhale embers if I wanted to.
I have another question. Is there any other like side effect of the spores? Like, could we expect more scary, freaky mind stuff, or is that over?
Again, it depends if thou spores are linked to the existing network. Thou must test. Thou should track down a force, an area that they know to contain thy spores of Azarkul, and see if thou'st feel odd. As she's saying this, some of you, your minds go back to Own, to the decrepit little keep that you met Wormlord Koth in, and you recall that there were quite a few mushrooms in that place.
Yeah, also, like, wasn't there like a giant mushroom that we tried to teleport through at one point and then it didn't work?
Yes, that was near the summits. Could be related, could just be a random mushroom.
I'm really upset that we're targeting fungi now.
Okay, hypothetically, right? What happens if we just put the other sun back in the sky? Do you think everything's going to be like warm enough where the spores are just going to go poof? You know?
Well, I don't think it's that simple from what we know.
Oh, I don't think anything's simple. I'm just trying to,
'Cause
I don't know, be positive.
if anything, I think it's going to be colder. Because current sun is like angry and it's like burning everything. So, but the second one in is going to be happy again, and it's just going to either compensate and be the exact same as it is currently, or it's going to be fine.
My home plane be a most warm one.
Compared to this,
Aye.
Fucking hell.
I believe. Actually. Perhaps no. Chance will just exhale and then close his eyes in kind of a meditative state for a moment before opening them again, attempting to look past what is there to the threads that make up this world. Can he discern if there is any spores within himself?
Yeah, please roll me a wisdom check.
Oh, why is it wisdom?
Being as attuned to the weave as you are, you sense that there is something amiss within yourself. You're not able to localize it, but you can tell that there is something alien that has become a part of you or is inside you somehow. Yes.
And can't tell the origin of it, like, or if it would be, like, don't see any threads leading out of it towards, like, where we would know Cool's forces to be.
You're not quite practiced enough in the telling of the threads to be able to tell specifically.
Just a question, kind of. So I remember when we were in Rundown, I was sensing there was like a power within myself I could tap into that I knew actively was evil.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to discern if this is like separate and kind of more related to the Artemis thing, or if this is like one and the same with the spores?
Right. Yeah, that'd also be a wisdom check.
I'm gonna luck point to give myself advantage.
Okay.
I also guide myself. Help.
19. You sense a swirling vortex of different evils inside yourself. It's almost as if in yourself there are two different evils vying for dominance. As you
Like they're
yourself,
fighting each other?
it almost makes you feel queasy.
Can I encourage this? Can I encourage them to fight each other?
No encouragement seems to be necessary. They're content to do it fine on their own.
Great. I have no inner turmoil. This is fine.
If we were to attempt to purify this with magic, how powerful of magic would it need to be? Because we've successfully created spells on our own, however, it seems that these are of demonic origins. I presume some low-level magic will not purify them.
Thy magic would need to be most powerful indeed, for the origin is a ruler of a version of hell. No cantrip will destroy something so vast.
Okay, suggestion. If I just went outside and immolated myself, would that help?
It would certainly be entertaining.
Mm.
Whether
Damn.
or not it be helpful remains to be seen.
Why don't we test it, Solas?
Yeah, I mean, are we going to do anything else today?
Other than research, I am unsure.
Well,
Or
you're
tr-
resistant to fire damage, right?
By my nature, yes.
Thy also has the option to tracketh down places where Cool's touch definitely exists and has not yet been destroyed.
I mean, that could be fucking anywhere at this point.
Well,
Yeah, for real.
we know Cool has departed Own, we could simply teleport there. Or transport there via plants and see what we can find. I believe it'd probably be better to transport and then teleport back in an emergency. Because I do
I
not
think
have
so
a route
too.
from there.
I got a silly idea. And I like my silly ideas. Having, spoke to Rendion
Mhm.
and, all that stuff, can I just ask the spores to, leave and go to the demi-plane that I made?
Ask them politely. I love it. Please take a.
Look,
if you're doing that,
I
I have
did
wheel
that to the
today, so please take a d6.
I did that to the weave, thank you. I'm about to do it to some fucking spores as well.
Could you please just go to where your creator is? Pretty please.
Yeah, fuck it. That's all I ask.
That would be a charisma check.
Oh, boy. I will sorcery point reroll that, because yes.
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 Plus 4.
Is it a 4? D4, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's a d6. I rolled it for you. It's just a flat 4.
Oh, cool. So that's 30.
Well, I'll take the 29. Not that it makes a difference. You did get the nat. You reach into yourself, and you are so familiar with. Please remind me of the name of the demi-plane.
Solas.
Right. You're so familiar with the touch of Solas that you reach into your spores and you say to them, "You don't belong here. You belong elsewhere." And you're able to connect to them almost immediately, and they seem to accept this. They see you as their ruler, and they realize that they are hungry for the for the solace of the rest of their unit. But they don't know how to get there. They lack the power of thousands upon thousands of souls to open a gate.
Okay. Would I be able to then persuade them to basically not do anything to me and to help me help them get back? I.e., maybe the ability to track down these sources and block it from others kind of thing.
Instead
I don't exactly know.
Switch around their carrier receiver link.
Yeah, basically. I almost imagine, I don't know how to. She would ask for help in helping the others, so I'm almost imagining if we were to give it a quantifiable ability, it would be like a paladin aura. So within that aura, you can't be controlled because in a way, I'm the one doing the controlling.
You are the captain now.
Look at me, I am the captain now.
The spores reach out to you, and they ask to be absorbed completely into their master.
Do I have an understanding of what this will actually do?
You have already suggested what it is that they will do. It is only their wish to fulfill it.
Okay. Sure, fuck it. I'm in the mood to get shit done. So, yes.
You commune with the spores and you will gain a form of an aura of protection and detect spores, which I will fill in after the break.
That's fine.
So where were we? What fresh horror awaits us today?
Well, you see, Providence is actually just
a war crime.
A war crime hiding in a box.
Are you guys going to put that box inside of another box?
Yeah, and then we're going to shadow box it 500,000 miles an hour into another plane of existence.
And Audra's living with the darkness inside of her that she fears one day will take control, and she's not going to tell anybody about that. Baby's first secret.
I guess after all of that, like, Providence just kind of zones back in. It's like, let me try something, and just clicks her fingers. And I guess she just turns on this aura.
Yep. So as an action, once per short rest, you are able to sense the nearest node if it is within 1,000 feet of you.
Might need to get this in writing and stuff.
Yeah. And furthermore, you have an aura of nullification. What's the standard aura of protection size? Is it 5 or 10 feet for
10.
paladins? Then yeah,
What?
10 feet.
Well, I was gonna say it depends on level. It goes from 10 to 30.
I'm going to keep it at 10.
Yeah.
I can just add it right directly to your sheet if you need to. That seems like the quickest way.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. Hi, Dewey.
Hi.
You okay, Dewey?
Yeah.
I'll just open the aura of protection anyway and just rip off the phrasing from that.
Yeah.
So Providence, what did you do?
Okay, so you know how I sent Rendayon to a new plane of existence after I made that plane of existence?
I recall.
Okay, so I thought, oh, maybe I can just tell the spores to stop, and it worked. But they can't leave me because I don't have the strength to teleport to the plane I created. So I've basically told the spores not to do anything to me. Instead, I fully control them. I've made it so I should be able to find out where they are, and in theory, there should be a rough aura about from here to there, and she points about 10 feet away around me, that should nullify spores.
I shove another waffle in my mouth and then scoot close enough that maybe this aura will have an effect.
Oh god, I've just realised that means people need to get close to me. Fuck.
And thus,
Sorry, I know you
aura is
usually don't like to
awoken.
pull out this much in your personal bubble, but I'm just getting scooching closer and closer until I feel something direct. So I guess that means we should all just sit in a circle around Providence all of the time until this is fixed.
Oh god, can we get this fixed immediately? I hate this.
Okay, they've now been added to your sheet.
Danke.
So Providence is feeling quite claustrophobic. How's everyone else doing?
Audra's getting ready to wiggle out of her seat. Her brain has clearly has gone 3 places from here since this conversation started.
Chance is probably noticing that his wife is getting a little bit
Yeah, but at the same time, Chance is very inquisitively looking at the others and kind of gonna look around and then with a bit of a soft sigh. I can confirm I am infected.
Oh yeah, me too. Actually, I think after this, I want to go to the library and just research and research and research, and then maybe a little bit more research.
We should also consult Esme, I believe. Perhaps she can create some kind of concoction that is toxic to the spores, but not to us.
I don't know if I could handle talking to her today.
You know,
I mean,
should
I can do it.
Should I just check whether there are any nodes in Grove? I think I've got to be outside because lead apparently stops fucking everything.
Oh, I don't think the buildings are
There's
made
no
of
lead in these walls, I hope. But yeah, let's go outside.
They're just made of good old asbestos.
Yummy.
They're made of pine, probably, but
Yeah, there's pine and also like some stone. But yeah, they're mostly like wooden.
Are you able to, Providence? Are you able to determine were you able to determine the nature of their ruler or who can control them?
Okay, so let me think. I know that their current ruler is me, but hang on. Yo, God, what up?
Hello.
Can I do a check? Who was previously the manager?
Of the spores that are in your brain
Years.
was Matria.
Ah,
Slash Randion. It's kind of debatable who was really in control there.
okay, so it was Matria, but possibly Rendion. But then I took over Matria's mind. So does that made me like interim manager, and then yeah. So
you were kind of like
Rendion,
assistant
Matria.
to the manager, and
Now I am the captain. Whatever one of those is.
Are you able to determine the nature of any of ours to see if this is something we need to worry about now, or if we can go about our business of dealing with Cool and then worry about it later?
I will try that. Possibly. I guess Arcana?
It would possibly be an arcana. You could possibly also try and weaponize the spores in your mind with like some further charisma to do the same thing.
Oh, I've got to do that. Yeah, I'll weaponize the spores further. Why not? This isn't going to end badly whatsoever. Is that just a charisma again?
Yes, please.
Do I want to push? Yeah, fuck it. I'll sorcery point again and reroll that.
That one. Where? What the actual shit is going on with your luck today?
Sorry.
Sorcerers, we care not for the rolls.
You aren't studied in magic, though, are you?
I am magic.
You're able to like reach out with your spores as they squirm in your mind. To everyone at the table, the two Critors as well, and everyone has the same Rendion mark in their brains.
Oh yeah, you're all Rendion spicy.
like neurospicy.
So now we just need to ensure that Cool isn't the one that can control them, and then we will be good.
Do you... Okay. I don't want to try this without you lot knowing. Would you like me to try and alter the management of your spores?
In what way?
Like I did with mine.
you know, actually, I'd prefer mine be left as they are. I think I have some additional complications that I need to go research before you go, or anyone goes
That
messing
gets
around.
a very concerned look from Chance.
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a book on it. I'm sure there's a book on it. We might have to go to the manse. I'm sure there's a book on it.
That's an even more concerned look. Yeah, you didn't think you could get more concerned, and then there was mention of the manses, and it became even more concerned.
Because when has Audra ever voluntarily gone there?
Well, okay, I'll leave that for the time being. But yes, they are an Ion variant.
Well, you can take mine out.
No, I tried to take mine out, and they wanted to leave, but they couldn't because I didn't have the magical ability I did back then to teleport them. Plane shift.
Here's a question. Given that you control yours and everything, could you extract them and simply contain them all within yourself?
I mean, theoretically, but I don't actually know what that's going to do to you lot.
And also, we don't know what that's going to do to you.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. We know what happens when they go into a person. We're alive. It's a question of whether they go out.
Well, I am willing to be our test subject. I mean, we have more than enough ability to raise one of us if we die.
You.
Like, it's a very concerned look from Audra.
We have the scroll of true resurrection. Even
I also, there are other
Wait,
things.
what? We have.
You weren't there when we got that from Kage.
You think I was paying attention?
Generally, it is assumed that people are paying attention unless there's like a specific reason that they wouldn't be paying attention.
You know I space out. Anyway. Potential. Could we? Okay, so theoretically, when you use a scroll, it is you casting that spell.
You're
Therefore, you can use. Sorcerers can do some bullshit with it. I know because I have looked this up as a player in preparation for what I'm about to say. I could theoretically cast that on 2 people. So, do we want to bring Anna and... I'm sorry to ask this, but there's no straightforward way to ask this, and I really feel like getting things done. Do you want your dad back? Is he actually dead? Or was that just Rendai being a dick?
My father?
No, Arazid. I ain't bringing your father back.
I was gonna say, we were in the middle of conversation, and then you completely shifted. I was going to say, no, that bastard can stay dead.
The only reason you bring him back would be to kill him again.
This isn't the time to discuss this. This is a last-ditch effort scroll that we are holding on to. Besides, we can't bring Anna back, as it is outside of the age range. She's been dead for a millennia. It can only go back so far.
I thought your resurrection didn't have an age limit.
200 years, because I was going to suggest using it to bring the Oracle back to life with Kage. Then I double-checked, and it said 200 years.
Technically, a part of Anna's soul is technically still alive inside Providence.
Boy, I really am a mess. I mean, yeah, okay, we can talk about that later. It's fine. I can look. I'll try. All right. But if anything happens, bring Chance back.
This
Cool.
realm be a strange thing indeed.
I was going to say, we have the tattoos with Revivify in them. I mean, I have one myself that I am sure if I die, will become unattuned and become the needle to give it to somebody.
And I have, Audra just pulls the diamond out of her pack. It's in her hand. I'm ready. I hate this, but I'm ready.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and take Chance's spores out then.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna try and talk to them first to see whether it is even possible before I try a lobotomy on the wizard.
I am going to allow you to you've opened your consciousness up in the weave of the spores. Like generally with your last nat 20, and with that last one I'm gonna allow you to like focus it more on chance specifically. And kind of like link the pair of you up. And when you do, you're able to read his surface thoughts, which are
His surface thoughts are like studying Providence to see if she needs help. Actually, Chances can perceive the weave itself and sees everything as threads of causality and such that he can shift with Porrent. Would this overwhelm Providence? Because it was like an overwhelming thing. Like, does this have an aptitude of protection against mind reading?
Like Providence is in a sense is as connected to the weave as you are. But in a
I was gonna say, yeah.
different manner.
Yeah,
I've seen
because I
it.
presume like Chance sees everything, like all possibilities of everything happening within like a couple seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds, and just has to, like that's how like he has like a foresight of like a couple seconds, and that's how he can manipulate by selecting specific strings. Is kind of how I've thought it was kind of said, and that's why it's so overwhelming.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. It would depend, I think, on Providence's connection to the weave. How would Providence react to seeing all of this?
Completely fine because she's seen it before.
Indeed, she has.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause this is it's literally like things of like everybody killing each other at all times. Everybody.
Yeah, I imagine like when you look at Audra, you
Together.
see like 10 million different wild shapes, just like every single like fractions of a second that she could turn into. Gosh.
So Providence can currently read Chance's thoughts, but it's not working the other way around for some reason.
You will never understand Providence.
Providence is able to receive everything from Chance and is also able to send things to Chance, but Chance can only receive. Like the commands from Providence. But you are now connected with your spores. You have regained a sense of harmony in the network.
I want to see whether or not I get the same response, whether or not if I were to try and send them to... how do I word it? I want to understand the theoretical output in the event that I take on Chance's spores.
I would say that would be an Arcana check.
Okay.
How good are you at those? Because if
Well, on a theoretical scale where the number doesn't have a minimum or a maximum, I'm about 7.
because Chance can perceive you looking at this and everything. I'm wondering if I want to pour into the die is the thing. I will not, because I think it's better to probably hold that for whenever you actually attempt anything.
There you go.
That's on the scale of infinite minimum to infinite maximum. That's on the higher end. You could potentially call out to these spores and demand that they like return to you, and you sense that would free Chance of the spores, but would possibly contage yourself further, corrupt yourself further. right now you have things under control and you feel confident that this is not a dangerous move.
Ah, fuck it. She wants to keep the party safe. Yep, I'm gonna do it.
As unknowingly as they entered your brain, they leave, Chance. You reach out to the weave and you feel a sense of harmony come over yourself once more. You are alone with your thoughts.
What does Providence look like?
A tiefling?
A feminine tiefling. Providence seems to have like a golden twinkle pass over her eyes for a second and then relaxes back into the usual impassivity.
Oh, good. Dead. Wonderful. It did work. Okay, next one.
The question is, are you able to contain everything?
I can certainly try.
Hmm.
Look, the more people I can remove from its influence, the less of a threat it's going to be.
I believe it's best then to do Solas next, because if you have that aura, the others can stand back and fight if need be under your influence, whereas Solas and I are frontline fighters.
Well, let's see how many I can get controlled, and then we'll go from there. Alright. Other sorcerer, let's do this.
Hey.
Look, it's fine, okay? Okay, I'll give you some advance warning. Just remove anything you don't want me to know off your surface thoughts.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was reading it. I was reading your surface thoughts, buddy. You have an unhealthy obsession with books. Anyway, Solas.
Oh boy.
I think it's pretty normal.
Oh no, not what he was thinking. She smiles. She's just messing around.
Providence and Sea Chains just kind of look impressed of how the hell did you look and perceive all of that and not go insane? Like to a layman, that would be enough information to kill them. That would cause like D8 psychic damage and kill a peasant.
I think it's really funny that this is a wizard experiencing this. Because Chance also studied how to control the weave in this way.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Get
how
out,
can
magicked
you just do
wizard.
it? This is just wizard versus sorcerer 2.0.
Wait, there's a fight?
Well,
I
you
thought it
know,
was
it's a T-posing contest. Who's gonna
Okay.
win? Chance of the summit or Providence of the summit?
Oh god. Okay, time to go interrogate another sorcerer.
Yes. That will be another charisma check to attempt to reach out to Solas's spores.
I will re-roll that.
There's going to be a few of those.
There probably are. It makes sense. I can't read Solas.
Would there be any way I can help?
Wait.
That's an interesting question. Could you roll me a wisdom check? It's trying to choose your own spores.
Yeah, where is it? That one? There's that one. Reroll. Yep. Well. Soulless.
Providence, you are trying, but the overwhelming amount of like new spores in you from Chance and everything they're bringing seems to be clouding your mind too much. You feel quite tired. As if for now it seems to be beyond your reach to do more.
It's going to take me a bit of time. You were a lot to mentally handle.
Wow, really? No,
No, not you. I reckon you'd be
Oh.
fine. It was him.
Oh, no, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I am still very impressed that you could even make heads or tails of my surface thoughts.
I was going to be honest, it was really fucking easy. Like, you are an open book, more or less. Anyway,
kind of shrug.
I'm going to go outside.
Thou hast done well to conquer thy infection as much as you hast. I still
Oh, wait, was
say
that to...
it's just to the general group.
Well, it seems that I am free of infection now.
But thy
Thus,
threat still
if-
remains.
It does. However, it allows me the ability to not have to worry about being controlled. And if anybody else is, I can get them as far away as I can from whatever.
Audra's just sweating. Yeah. So, are we? Is there anything else we need to discuss before I maybe go hit the books? Hot this morning.
Oh, I was going to see whether there was any spawn nodes within, like, 1,000 feet.
Go for it.
Okay, cool.
Bonk.
Whether or not this is good or bad news is up to yourself, but in 1,000 feet you detect no nodes. There is only the residue of one lingering exactly where you would expect it to be. The whisper, the ghost of a node.
We're good. Okay, well, there's nothing within 1,000 feet of here. So, yay. I'm gonna go sit in a corner somewhere.
If thou have resigned thyself to researching thy corruption further, we will return to the others and check on thy noblest of steeds.
Oh, give them scriptures for me, please.
We shall give them scriptures.
What would you call it?
Grooming.
Gotcha.
Well, believe it is time for research then.
Fare thee well for now, and thou wilt find us once more in the house of our compatriots. And the pair leave. And once again, I'll just use celery as token to demark the whole group.
I expect this will be a history check, but you said I remembered when I was in Rundown, I remembered like dark rooms with like rituals happening. Can I remember or figure out where that room was located?
I said that when you were in Own, you remember like mushroomy worlds. I don't need to tell you that you remembered the rituals. You definitely do remember those.
No, I was trying to remember like where the rituals took place. Like if I know what room, was it in the manse? Was it somewhere else?
Oh, Oh, right. Yes, I see. I understand what you're asking now.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be, I think, a history check.
Okay.
Focusing on the ghost, like the flashes of memory, all you can really see is like darkness and stone. You know that it probably happened somewhere within the city. But you're not able to place it further.
I guess honestly for Audra, that's step one. She's gonna search, starting with Artemis's Mance, trying to find the room where it happened.
Chance would be following Audra.
Yeah, so I remembered something, and I just wanted to see if I could. It was a room. It was like a medium-sized room, and there was stone, and it was dark.
Stone, so should we begin in the basement then?
I think so.
A basement is not something you've ever actually encountered in this mansion.
Is there one though?
I'm saying, like, you don't know. You, Audra, having lived there for a while, have never seen a basement in Artemis's mansion.
I guess I would look for one or signs that there is one.
Sure, the pair of you can return to the manse and have a search around. What is everyone else doing? Providence is kind of like gonna curl up in a corner. Are you doing that at the tavern? Are you going back to the mansion? Your normal base of operations?
Wherever me and Solas were that one time.
The mansion.
Yeah.
And speaking of Solas, what would he be doing?
Honestly, probably nothing much of substance. Like, the smart people are doing the smart people thing. The competent people are doing the competent people thing. He's just gonna screw around, spend as much time as he needs to, and whatever he wants to.
Fair enough. You'd probably end up going back to the mansion as well then for like
Probably.
some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And Arazid?
I think I'm gonna help the group of people from the demiplane get in contact with Sophia.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just leave them on their own.
She has been kind of taking over an area of the mansion lately as like a base of operations. So basically, as the pair of them are like getting up and saying that we're gonna go groom our rides and stuff, you could be like, wait. And bring them, Celeria back to the mansion with you. Okay. Everyone is moving back to the mansion for their own reasons. I've placed Providence already, who I assume kind of went ahead, but the rest of you guys would enter through the south.
Stupid token.
Yeah, I don't know how to make them stop messing up. Sometimes it's only for a bit, sometimes it's for a while. I'm going to rule that Inqua is here with you. I'm just not going to plop a token down because then I'll have to control him a lot.
Understandable and real.
Solas has gone somewhere.
Yeah, I'm at the top.
Ah, nice.
So what I'm gonna do to try to find maybe the location that this ritual took place is I'm gonna ritually cast detect magic because I don't want to burn another spell slot, and use that to kind of do a scan and see kind of what I pick up in terms of any signs of prior rituals.
Okay. Just to remind you, the best place to start would be this room over here. Helpfully.
Oh,
labeled.
absolutely. I was going to ask if that actually was the room. So. And I remember I took the journal that was here and a lockbox that was here when we were here last. And I also want to scan the journal to see if there are any notes about these rituals.
Okay. Can you perchance read Infernal?
I can.
Nice. Also, why? I think maybe we're about to find out.
Audra taught herself both Infernal and Abyssal for reasons.
Was that her decision? Or does she
You know, maybe she's questioning that now, but she got real interested in it at one point in her life, and she never questioned it.
Cool. And just to finish the introductions of people like wandering into the area, Arazid, you are taking Selria to go and see Sophia.
Yeah.
I've put Sophia over here, even though she's technically on the floor above, which you guys may remember is where the first Assault of Grove meeting was held.
I'm trying to find her. This map is big and my screen is small, and I'm so on my.
Just directly up from you in the next room.
Thank you.
I will move. You can move yourself. Okie dokie. Providence is coping. Solas is meditating.
More just like you found an empty space where you couldn't damage anything, and he's just trying to figure out everything he can do properly.
Nice.
Because obviously the first time he actually used it was in the castle.
Okay, he's practicing his newly unlocked abilities.
Yeah.
Okay. Audra will begin ritual casting Detect Magic, which will take 10 minutes.
And screw it, I'll just burn a spell slot.
Okay.
It's only a first level.
You still see the kind of scorched someone seems to have made an okay job at sweeping them up, but there's still a couple of beetle legs littered around the entrance from the last
Just
time
incinerating them.
Yeah.
Pretty lame. Incinerate.
Nice. Okay, so you detect magic. Looking for anything in particular, or just a vague magic detection?
Based on what I've had so far, I think I would be able to recognize Artemis's magical signature, but that's probably going to be most of the magic that's happening here because it's his house. Would I know the school of magic this would be connected to?
There's a fair amount of enchantment and necromancy in the air.
Okay, so I'm looking for those concentration of enchantment and necromancy in particular.
Yeah. Okay. You sense a latent amount of divine necrotic energy on the statue. And as you look down to this bed of hot coals underneath it, you sense some of your own magical signature on it.
I'm gonna try to, I guess, Audra's gonna put her hand in the hot coals and just sweep them aside and see if there's anything underneath that.
I mean, they aren't hot anymore. It's been weeks since this room was used. But no one just has a bed of cold coals.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, it also speaks to she doesn't even check to see if they're hot. She just kind of sweeps them away.
What are you? Those could have been hot. And Chance is just going to use telekinesis to move more of them too.
And you find like a fine mesh underneath, which is red. Dark red.
When you say a fine mesh, like a layer?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a grill. It's something that would enable ash from coals to drip down, or like liquids. But not like the large coals themselves.
I start to try to pull the grill out.
I will need a strength check. Well, an athletics check from you. You can be assisted.
Like I have
assume.
athletics.
We've got 2 noodle-armed people attempting to do that, I assume.
Hey, I have telekinesis, which means that I can use Mage Hand.
Mage Hand has a very lightweight limit, but okay.
It's 10 pounds. Is this grill more than 10 pounds?
It's less the grill itself, it's more like the force required to rip it out of its fastenings.
Oh!
Can I use Mage Hand? Like, I have up to 60 feet of Mage Hand, so can I get like a pushing action against it to aid us in pulling this thing off?
I was like pushing at one end, pulling at another to kind of leverage.
Yeah,
It's
kind of give
interesting.
some leverage.
That would work. I mean, yeah, it'd certainly help. To
You can
like,
also
buckle it.
telekinetic shove it straight towards you.
I mean, there's that. I guess that's probably the best thing to do is to telekinetic shove. Oh no, it's one creature. So this isn't a creature.
It is a great. Not a great
Yeah.
wolf, just a great.
Chance is going to help with the telekinetic and everything. I'm not sure which one of us you want to roll. If you just want Audra to roll at advantage, or
Who has the highest strength?
we have a tied strength.
Well, Chance, go ahead and roll, and we'll pretend like it's advantage between the pair of you then. I hate married
Sucks.
couples.
This sucks. We're like
Doing everything together.
cutting our hands on this stupid fucking thing.
You're able to make it buckle slightly. You're not able to pop it out. But like one end has been kind of loosened.
Okay, I'm gonna thorn whip it out.
Ooh, okay. Please roll an attack for that.
It's 21.
21 definitely hits. It had an AC of 10. You whip it out, drag it towards you with the unyielding strength of the druids. And underneath is a fetid, like dried iron smell. And you peer down, and about 2 feet down, you see like a pool of like a dark, cracked, kind of dried liquid.
Is it just a chute, like going directly down?
Yes.
Okay. Pretty sure that's my blood.
I don't like this. Why
Looking
are we
at-
here? Why are we?
Looking at the statue, which I believe I thought I tore that down last time I was here, right? Or at least I tried to break it.
Yeah, you did. It's kind of like half, like the head's like on the floor.
I saw something when we were in Rundion, or I guess I should say more accurately, I remembered something.
And we'll find it here.
I think I found confirmation that it wasn't just a vision here. Audra kind of like sits down, just knees to her chest, just kind of stares at the broken statue. I don't know how to undo it. I need to figure out how to undo it.
I can't help you if I don't know the problem.
Audra's having a hard time like being verbal right now, and I think she would try to use her psychic abilities to show Chance what she saw. Would she be able to do that?
Yeah, do you have like a method of projecting images? Or like inviting someone else into your mind?
She's done it before, but I don't specifically have that ability. Like normally I've had to make like a roll to do it.
Right, okay. Like I would say that would be like a low DC because you two are quite well connected. Like wisdom check for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you reach out, and you're able to forge a link between the pair of you and just like let him see and experience the ghost that you saw in Rendion when you were all alone.
And Chance, you would see like a strange ritual kind of like broken up in pieces, almost like you're just seeing like flashes, and the smell of blood and pain and fear, and almost a sensation like from Audra of being like outside your body and experiencing these things, almost like you're watching it happen to yourself.
You would also see the part where Artemis's ghost is gloating towards Audra, declaring exactly what it is he's done. I still have the script of that if you'd like a reminder.
I would love you to recreate it. I was just gonna like narrate like his like creepy ass laughter in the background, but if you want to re-narrate it, that would be amazing.
Give me a sec to open up the doc. Chance is taken through the time when Audra saw Quinn being sacrificed, as far as you knew at the time, in flames in the basement of the back door. Of the back house, sorry. They are surrounded by 3 older wizards, and then standing to the side is Artemis. After Quinn is immolated, and nothing behind is left except ashes, Artemis takes out a brooch and throws it onto the floor dismissively before turning directly towards Audra, and therefore through Chance, since you were looking through her eyes. Sad little sentimentalities. It's too easy. Shame I couldn't kill the real thing. They would have made such a beautiful offering. Don't you agree? You've begun to step in my footsteps yourself, little flower, and as long as you do, I'll be right there alongside you. His smile grows twisted and dark. Did you think you had gotten rid of me? I am always there inside you. As long as murder is in your heart and in your actions, I am there. Don't you remember those late-night rituals? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you don't, as was my intention. The only thing more beautiful about corrupting the sweet little savior of the world is when she never knows about it until it's too late. And thus the vision fades.
And Audra, almost like you can sense her wanting to cut that connection off like almost before you've seen all of it, but she waits until it's over.
Chance will take a deep breath, closing his eyes before opening them, attempting once again to see beyond the mortal world into that of the weave, to try and see this force within and try and identify it himself.
Sure. That would be, I think, an Arcana check.
And please take a d6. Cosmic Omen.
Think for this, as Chance does this, he knows that there is a possibility that he can't see what he will. And you, as Audra, if she'd be looking at Chance, he would seemingly pluck the thin air as his eyes flash a silver glow. As I'm going to port and say that I rolled a 15. So that's 15 plus roll 15. Is I roll a 22.
Nice.
Plus a d6.
Plus a d6.
As Audra's eyes also flash.
So that's a 27.
You stare at Audra for some time, trying to assess what is going on, trying to follow the threads of the weave. You see one thread, pitch black, coming straight from her heart, and you are reminded of a prophecy that your great-grandmother once spoke of. Prophecy 624. Fruits bleed. Those touched by twins shall wear the mark of the false god and behold the rise of hope.
That's in the
It's annotated pages.
annotated pages. To think even this will be prophesized. Does this black string, is it like connected to the statue of Baal?
Yes.
If Chance reaches out towards it, would he feel that there would be any consequences?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. He backs up, Audra could see him reaching towards, the emptiness before backing his hand away and kind of closing his eyes and bowing his head. When he would open his eyes again, he would instead reach out and, kind of move to sit down and then move to kind of scoop Audra up and sit with her in his lap as he kind of just throws his arms around her. It's okay. We can get through this.
Audra just starts crying.
Understandably.
I don't know how to fix it. And it's fighting with whatever we were infected with in Rendayon, and I don't know what's gonna win. And the whole time we were fighting in there, it was just calling to me. This feeling of power and darkness. And what if that's what I really am?
You are who you are. Nothing more, nothing less. It is the choices we make and the paths that we walk that define who we are. We have been tempted many times with powers beyond our possibility. There's been times that we have stumbled, yet it seems we have all moved forward on the correct path. This too was seen by my great-grandmother. I believe, based on the prophecy, and if I had to guess, it is likely that Baal will win. It wouldn't make sense for the prophecy to exist elsewise, and given that that is when the true nature was awoken, there's a chance that it could tempt again. It is not an easy path. However, we must do what we can to do what's right. I'm gonna say there's many ways to get power quickly. I mean, I did it and was a very unpleasant person because of it. We saw Inqua attempt it and more or less sell his soul to this evil deity, the false god Baal. It is what corrupted Artemis. It is what caused everything. It is time and time again, it is proven that those who seek power and seek to do so quickly always suffer for it.
I just want to be rid of it. I want to feel like I don't have to question every decision I make and wonder if that's me or something that was forced on me.
I see the thread. However, I fear grave consequences if I do anything to it.
Where is it?
It's not something that you'll be able to see. It is due to my blood and my training and who I am. It is the same way that I think Kage sees the world and how those of the Koda line do. I can perceive the weave, as I've said, and I see the thread connecting you and Baal. It runs from here, and Chance will place a finger over like where he roughly saw the line extending from over Audra's heart, and then draw like a visual with his finger out pointed towards the statue.
Mm-hmm.
Towards that.
Could we maybe instead of getting rid of it, connect it to something else?
Does Chance believe he can do that?
I think there's I mean, you could try roll to determine further, but on like a surface level, you'd be quite hesitant to try that. You barely understand what's going on as it is.
Would that be Arcana?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. It's only a +5. Whoops.
Could I separately, since Audra voiced the thought out loud, could she separately try to figure out? Oh shit.
23.
The link seems to be like originating from like the statue and the being beyond the statue, more so from Audra. It seems to be like quite closely entwined. You can gauge pretty easily that if you were to attempt to do such a thing, you would have to do so at the source. You would have to commune with Baal.
Mm.
Who may
There's
or
a possibility
may not be accessible on this plane.
of changing things. However, the way I see it and can perceive this, to my understanding and knowledge, it would require a communion with Baal.
Well, I do have this journal full of ravings, but also some rituals from the person who did this. So maybe scanning through it, anything pertinent? Since I do read Infernal and Abyssal, if that becomes important.
The journal seems to be just a collection of Artemis's like sick, bloodlusted ravings. There's some very detailed descriptions of doing a ritual to a little flower time and time again. You're not mentioned by name, but the descriptions are enough to make you need to roll a constitution saving throw to continue.
Okay, I make these with advantage because I have the boot of perfect health.
You'd like just able to steel your stomach long enough to like keep reading through the descriptions of like your own bloodletting.
Oh, okay. Chance, you can't read Infernal, right?
Give me like 10 minutes and I
No,
can read
don't.
anything.
Don't.
Content warning, don't.
Basically, yeah, Audra's like, content warning, don't read this over my shoulder.
I mean, I can go through it at a different time when you're not there.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if you really desire to, I suppose I won't stop you.
If it means a way to help you, I will endure anything.
If you were to read it, Chance, it's arguably just as, if not harder, for you to read, seeing these descriptions of your beloved being.
Yeah, I mean, I can't right now because I need to cast comprehend languages, but
Alrighty. With that, shall we then switch over to? Are you doing it as a ritual, or are you doing it tomorrow?
I think I would do it away from Audra. To search for anything. With that, does I'm just trying to think. I guess that'd be more of a question for Inqua, that if he inherently knows anything, being the avatar of Ball for a short time.
That is certainly a question that we can pose to Inqua if Matt is here next week.
I miss my boy.
Yeah. With 20 minutes left of the sesh, I'm gonna switch things over to the foyer.
Absolutely.
To give Arazid some time. As he has led the leader of a faction of weird-talking ancient dummy mummies and a male to Sophia.
Hi, Sophia. How's it? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing as well as could be, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't think we got a chance to catch up because I had to leave pretty fast after the wedding. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure you were doing good. We found new allies.
Gracious, hello.
This is Celria of the Dria Kritor.
Celria will unsheath her long swords, point it straight down into the ground, and kneel. Honored compatriots, I am Celria Starsinger of the Drea Kritor, the exalted watchers of Drea Trador. Thy kingdom is safe in our hands. We pledge thy allegiance.
I'm like trying to hype her up by just nodding aggressively, like, yeah, she's legit.
She stands up, sheathes her sword. Sophia's kind of like taken aback. Didn't really expect this kind of reaction. And how did you meet this individual, Arazid?
I think that's a really long story, and I don't know how much I can get into it right now. But we went to Castle Rendion, and Castle Rendion had something that they needed, or like that they needed destroyed. So we're like, hey, we'll destroy this thing if you come help us fight in a gigantic intra-national, intra-city war. And they were like, oh, bet. And so we're here now.
And lo, with our participation, it has become interdimensional. For our queen is always on our side, and she is across all dimensions, the great web of them. She crosses without fear.
Yeah, I was gonna ease Sophia into that bit, but this is good. This is also good.
Oh, as a druid myself, we're no strangers to webs. I have a few pet spiders at home myself. I've one's the one in the kitchen. I called Maurice.
Oh, that's a great name for a spider.
There's one in my upstairs bedchamber. I called them Galinda. There's one that rests on my porch outside. I call him Timothy. Hello! Mightest thou, spider, be named after my compatriot here?
I'm motioning to Sophia like the little motion people do by their neck, like play it so cool right now, Sophia.
I'm gonna ask you to roll me a sleight of hand check, but using charisma.
Okay, so
Are you proficient in sleight of hand at all?
I don't think so. So I think it would just be normal charisma.
Yeah. How much riz does Arazid have?
That was a saving throw. Ignore it.
Oh. Pretty good. You're able to communicate effectively with her with like a quiet side nudge. Oh yes, that is one of his many names.
Oh yeah, people around these parts just tend to call me Arazid.
Right. Yes, of course. Zalfax, Timothy, Arazid, something.
Now I'm just kind of cursing myself because I'm like, I gotta add Timothy to my list of names. I gotta add Timothy. What the fuck? I'm like just basically beating myself up inside. It's kind of visible on my face, but I'm trying to hide it.
I think you actually do need to do this now, do we?
I think I do. I think I need to find where Timothy
I'm
goes
gonna add
in
it
here.
to the YouTube description.
Oh no.
It's canon. Soz. Yeah, at least you didn't go with Jimmy.
But yeah, I just kind of I want to see what the vibe between the two of them are, because it seems like Sophia is very receptive, and also I just really want her to make some more friends, and so I just kind of want to see what the general vibe between them is.
Hey, I want you to make more friends. So here's this interdimensional person from like 3,000 years ago.
Who also may or may not be evil, but a pragmatic evil.
I'm chaotic neutral technically.
Technically. Yeah.
Their moral
check.
alignment is of no concern to me.
A vibe check would be an insight roll. So at the mention of like having like pet spiders and honoring them and like not killing them and all that, Selria seems like pretty happy with this. In general, she's being a lot more upbeat than she was when you first met her this morning. You guys
That's
seem to
good.
have
And
that effect on people.
yeah, I'm kind of getting the vibe that Sophia is being like diplomatic nice more than like nice nice. Is this like accurate?
Yeah, like Sophia doesn't really know what to make of this individual. I mean, she has met Drow before. Nyx exists, but never one quite like Selria. And at the mention of like her just being one of like plenty, you can see like the calculations of like rations and housing, and like all of this extra burdenous stuff that comes with being like a ruler in a wartime society start to flash across her mind. So honestly, there's actually very little room afforded to considering her as a person right now.
Gotcha. In order to make this kind of easier, I'm like, oh, I feel like, they're kind of new to the whole Southern Delore situation. But I mean, if you wanted, I could help them like get set up with like learning, because like they brought like steeds and stuff that can fly. So like, if you want, I can help them get set up with learning like hunting in the area, like bringing in more food and stuff like that.
I think that would be quite welcome. Thank you. I know that you're a hunter of no small accomplishments yourself.
Yeah, I can kill things.
Ho! Killing things is one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good job for you then.
Shall we prithee away to my steed?
Yeah. I'm just gonna touch base with Sophia real quick, but start heading back, and I'll catch up real soon.
Very well, young Timothy. Honored, Sophia. Instead, she walked away. Well, you do bring home the most interesting people. And
Yeah.
dragons.
Yeah.
She's kind of like waiting for you to elaborate further.
At first I didn't trust them, but I feel like regardless of their motivations for other things, their motivation to help us seems very legitimate. So I think I can help them just get set up here, and we can make it work. We can make it work.
But she seems a little, you know, not all that good.
Yeah, but like, it's if you only want good people fighting in your war, we're gonna get our asses kicked down like bounced up and down the street. You know, we gotta take who we can get.
I suppose, but can you really trust not good people to stay on our side? Isn't that kind of the opposite of what they do?
Well, they have their own personal motivations for helping us, and even though that may seem kind of selfish to someone like you who's just like super good, like, that motivation motivates them to stay on our side. So I feel like at least for the time of the war, they have incentive to help us. And I don't want to spill the beans on that incentive because it's really their business, and I don't want to put their business out there, but they're solid.
If you trust them and Audra trusts them, then fine.
Yeah, you can check in with Audra maybe later, and just also get more insight that way. I think this is a good addition because they seem super powerful. Like I saw one of them fire at something, and it was really good, and it was kind of scary.
Firebolt?
Something of the sort, but it was intense.
Okay. Very well.
I'd rather have them on our side than against us, and if those are the only two options in Dolor, then I'm gonna do what I can to keep them.
We have on our side several ex-evil cultists, an ex-evil dragon. Why not some ex-evil elves? Or possibly currently evil, but just not towards us. This is fine.
Sophia, I'm gonna level with you because I feel like I've never really been to Grove before, this whole thing started, and I feel like you guys are, and I mean this in a really nice way with a lot of love and kindness and respect, incredibly sheltered to how the rest of Dolor functions. Most people, I would go as far as to say most people in Juras are evil. It's just kind of how it is.
You know why we have survived for so long is precisely because we keep the evil out.
I mean, other places are surviving too. They're just doing it in a different way.
This conversation is useless. They're here now. They're either going to help us or we're all going to die anyway. Thank you. Please help them.
Of course, and I just take care of yourself, and I'll, I'll handle what I can handle if that helps you. I'm gonna go now. Bye.
She's kind of turned away from you. But does as you leave, does bid you farewell. And I presume with that you go and help the others get settled in. Alright. Has Providence been up to much else?
Probably just resting enough. Basically, I need to use a hit dice to regain 5 sorcery points. So
you're having a short rest, essentially.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, that will also reset your node detection.
Yes, and then screw it. I'll go find Solas to try again.
You find Solas in what I assume is quite a spicy-feeling garden.
At this point, it's definitely much hotter than you would expect, but it's nothing really visually different.
It feels quite comfortable to you, Providence.
Okay, well, assuming you're not busy, I think I can try and get those spores out of you.
Oh, wonderful.
And if you want any sort of advice on being a sorcerer, I don't mind giving tips.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's generally the only tip I can give. Every sorcerer is different.
Yeah.
You just got to find that the thing that keeps you going. Make sure you don't lose it.
Mm.
Oh, and don't die. That tends to happen to us sorcerers quite a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty strong in terms of physical stuff, so I'll be fine.
Oh, it won't be the physical that gets you.
Yeah,
Trust me. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, just clear your surface thoughts of anything you don't want me to know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll try again.
Cool. And if, again, Solas wants to help, I believe we did a charisma and a wisdom check, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
I will re-roll that.
Yeah, same. Really enough.
Ah, sorcerers.
That's better.
Hey!
With the help...
Same brain cell!
With the help, you are able to just about connect to some of Solas's spores.
Reach the surface thoughts, buddy.
You like hear the end of like a conversation with himself, where he's like, should I do something to fuck with her? Maybe not. Nah, that's probably too late at this point. And then just no thoughts, head empty.
Okay.
Are you like filling your head with a song and able to like keep your head empty?
No, it's like literally nothing.
Impressive. Monks take years to do that.
Now I've got to fuck with Solas. Yeah, I'll get rid of the spores, and instead I'm just going to leave Solas with the envisionment of a rubber duck.
You drag the spores back into yourself, and neither of you know what a rubber duck is, but somehow through the chaotic threads of the abyss, a impossibly smooth avian figure is nestled into your mind, demon. Solas.
As you do this, you see his face go from like pure just nothing expression to like visible progression of confusion of like through several stages that are each one is very clear.
You are left with in particular, confusion over the function of this image. And that's where we will leave things for this week.